Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is what little Nevaeh looks like right now. She just turned 3 months old, so I figured we'd do a 3-month update. So at the beginning of, so I'll go through the entire 3 months because I haven't done an update on her yet. So she did have some issues with jaundice when she was first born. It took about 2 weeks for everything to become resolved, so we were stuck in the hospital a little later than normal. We were there for 3 days instead of the typical 24 hours due to the fact that her jaundice levels were a little high. But every time they checked them, they were just below where they would want to keep them at the hospital, so they kept her there just to be on the safe side. And then by the 3rd day they were like, okay, well, we'll bring her home, but she has to come back for a follow-up. So because I had a midwife, the midwife came to my house. She checked her blood, said everything was looked good. Like, she said that her color looked good and everything, but she wanted to check her blood levels just to make sure. So she did that, and a day or 2 later she came back to the house and said that we needed to bring her up to the clinic because if her levels hadn't dropped from the day that she took the blood test, then we would have to bring her to the hospital. So we brought her up. It was the day of her baby shower. My family has baby showers after babies are born. So we took her back up to the clinic the day of her baby shower, and her levels looked normal. Again, they were still high, but still below where they would be concerned. So she did have us... So she had come back a few days later and checked her blood levels again. They were still up pretty high, but not high enough to be too concerned, but she did send us to the hospital at that point. So we go to the hospital and they check them there, and the nurse said that her levels have dropped significantly. So since then her jaundice hasn't been an issue, but she did say to avoid dairy because something had came back as high risk. It's glucosemia. Her glucosemia came back as high risk on her newborn screening, so she said to avoid dairy for the time being. So I didn't know too much about it at the time. I figured it was just like Michaela was lactose intolerant for her first year, so I went dairy free on my diet because I was breastfeeding. So I had asked the midwife about it, and she said that she never got a call from them and she's been perfectly fine. So there was that. And since then she has been perfectly healthy. This past month I have stopped breastfeeding. We had obviously a few issues at the very beginning, so I started pumping and supplementing a little bit. That was going very well. We were on our... oh, I forgot to split up. That was going very well. Her latch was amazing, and we were slowly transitioning to being fully on the breast or fully breast milk fed in December. But after my grandma passing, I was in the hospital with her for about a little under a week, and I wasn't taking the time to pump, and Nevaeh was with Riley during that time, so I couldn't put her to the breast. And then after my grandma passing, obviously I was very upset. The entire situation was just very stressful, so by the end of that I was only producing less than an ounce. Oh, are we talking? Are we talking? I was only producing less than an ounce at that point, so I decided... Sorry, my phone died. And so now she is completely formula fed. She is on the Infamil A+. Who's that? Yeah. She, now at 3 months, she can hit her toys on her play mat there. She'll hit her toys and she'll play with them. She can hold her toys briefly. Or we have this one toy that she puts her hand inside and grabs onto the bar, and she can hold that one forever and she eats it. She smiles at her toys and her mobile, her swing right there. Her swing right there has a mobile on it. She absolutely loves it. Every time she sees it, she gets the biggest smile. She can now speak back to you when you're talking. She loves to babble at you. She smiles when you're talking to her, or in the morning when we wake up. She's so cute. She has her little hands together right now. Or in the morning when you wake up and you start talking to her, or she sees you, she gets the biggest smile on her face. It's the cutest thing in the world. She will also talk to her toys now. Like, she'll just be laying there and looking at them, and she'll just keep going and babbling. It's the cutest thing ever. Oh, she is so close to being able to roll over. She can get her top part over, she's working on her legs right now. She is still not the biggest fan of tummy time at all. She is actually almost rolling from back to stomach. I don't think she's even close to being able to roll from her tummy to her back at the moment. She will turn her head to look at whoever's speaking, so she is not deaf. She can definitely hear. And she is sleeping for 7 hours, anywhere between 6 to 7 hours at night. But she doesn't think her bedtime's until 5, so she'll sleep from like 5 to 12 most days, like 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. Which isn't very practical considering I have a 2-year-old that likes to wake up at 9. But at least we're getting some sleep now. She's still eating her bottles about every 3 hours, and she's still drinking 4 ounces. At her doctor's appointment, I did put this in my last video, but at our doctor's appointment, she did get her first set of vaccines. I believe that was last week. She did really good with those. She didn't have a fever or any side effects afterwards. She does weigh 13 pounds, which is considered the 85th percentile, my doctor said. And she is on the shorter side. She is around the 15th percentile in height. If you know me in real life, I'm like 4'11", so my kids take after me because Michaela's also short, so. She is also starting, oh, really? And she is also starting to notice her hands now. She will look at them briefly. It's so cute. And she's getting too big for her swing. That swing that you can see right over there, she's getting too long for it. So we will be getting rid of that, and we are, yeah. And we are ready at this point to get a sit-me-up chair. She's trying to eat my hand. She literally just ate. I think she's starting to teeth. Her bottom 2 front teeth, there's starting to be bumps there now, and she's starting to drool more, and her cheeks have been really red, so I believe we're starting this fun process. For me, postpartum, things have been pretty good. I did end up getting 2 stitches, or no, they never told me how many stitches I got this time. But I did end up getting stitches after giving birth. Those were completely healed in about a week and a half. I did stop bleeding, I want to say 4 weeks postpartum, right around there. I have been very lucky this time to have not had any baby blues or postpartum depression. I will be making a video here soon on Michaela's birth story, our NICU stay, and my postpartum depression, because I did have it pretty bad with Michaela. But luckily this time around I haven't experienced that, and it's been a completely different mother experience, I guess. I don't know. But yes, I didn't have any postpartum depression this time. Breastfeeding was pretty rough in the beginning because she cluster fed, so obviously my nipples were torn to shreds. But I did get this cream from the doctor. I don't know the name of it, but it's just this white cream from the doctor. And yeah, it worked wonders on my nipples. Pumping was going pretty good. I was pumping and putting baby to breast. And by the end of November, beginning of December, she was on my breast a lot more than before. And Riley did go back to work, so I was using the Mom Cozy breast pumps. I will be making another video on these, but I did make one saying that I recommend them, and I have to put out a new one because I definitely don't anymore. I should have used them longer before I made that video, because I was constantly, they tore my nipples to shreds for one. I was bleeding every time I pumped, and I had clogged ducts all the time. It feels like they get the milk out, but they really don't. So yeah, I will be making another video on that. We have been getting some pretty good sleep and getting out a lot, so that has been very nice. I will show you guys what my belly looks like. Just give me 1 second. So don't mind my pajama pants, but this is what my belly looks like now. I have basically lost all of the extra weight that I had on there. There's still a bit there. I was basically 120 pounds when I gave birth. I'm now down to 108 pounds. And I haven't experienced, like, my hair is definitely really dry and stuff now, but I haven't experienced much hair loss, which is really nice because with Michaela, I lost a whole bunch of hair. Like, literally right here, I don't know if you guys can see it. Right here is literally a result of postpartum hair loss. One second, let me try and show you better. Like, you see how my hair is like shorter? That's all because of postpartum. But yeah, that's all for this update. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Yeah, can you say bye? Say bye.